Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Shoppers Market Live. I'm your host, Antonia Gable. We have an incredible show for you tonight with an incredible lineup of guests. We start this show with all natural hair and skin care products. Butter by Q is the company, and the owners, Elliot and Kiana, join us. Thank you so much. How are you two doing tonight?
Great, great. How are you?
Thrilled to have you. I want to know, how did this all come about?
Well, Butter by Q started when our daughter, she's 4 now. She developed eczema shortly after birth. And as a baby, I just knew she was our second child, and I just knew something wasn't right about her skin. And we took her to the doctor, and they diagnosed her with eczema. And they prescribed me a lot of steroids and a lot of prescriptions that I couldn't even pronounce the ingredients.
Yeah.
And after a while, I started seeing the negative effects on her skin. And so I just started researching, what can I use for eczema that's natural? What would be safe enough for my child?
With no side effects.
With no side effects.
Yes.
And so
yes.
I literally got in the kitchen and started mixing up some shea butter and some jojoba oil and some rosehip oil, trying to find something that would help her with her eczema. And that's how Butter by Q was born.
Wow. I have to say, you're not alone. I have heard others' stories like this. So your product is very much needed. I have a son with eczema, but I did not notice anything right away. So that is fascinating and unfortunate. Right after birth, what were some of the signs? What were the things you noticed on your daughter that early on that people could look out for?
Well, Antonia, I'll tell you the story. My wife is very cautious and very strategic and meticulous. I'm a little bit loose. I fly by the seat of my pants whenever I want to go. So for her to tell me that she notices something off with our daughter's skin was, not my first time telling her this, but like, yeah, whatever, right? And she continually
Yes.
told me that she noticed something with our daughter's skin. She noticed rough patches. Her skin wasn't baby soft. And I personally, I feel like
Yeah.
every mother deserves, after 9 to 10 months, however long that is, of carrying a child, you deserve to feel baby soft skin. And she wasn't feeling it. Our daughter was also like gnawing on her hands and her elbow area. And then we started
Yeah.
noticing like lighter colored skin and little bumps. Those were the first signs. And then we took it to the doctor, and the doctor confirmed it. And I'm glad I didn't say anything or like try to tell my wife nothing was wrong, because there was something wrong.
But good for you. I understand, as a parent, wanting to do anything to help your child, but of course, not wanting to have them suffer the consequences of prescriptions and all the side effects. It's like you cure one thing. So I am amazed by you and inspired by you. You go home, and I imagine you did some research, and you start creating your own treatment. So tell me some of the products that you started with and what they've become today.
Now, the first product we actually started with was our butter. And just to kind of show you an example, it's a very like cream like mixture. And that's what we started with. That was the actual first product.
What's in it? Tell me the ingredients if you can. Just, a few of them.
So just to kind of show you how it just melts into the skin.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we use shea butter, we use mango butter, we use several different premium oils, like I mentioned before, like jojoba oil, vitamin E, rosehip oil. And those are ingredients you're not going to find in everyday on the shelf.
No.
Why? Because they are premium ingredients. We do not add water. We do not add preservatives.
And Antonia, I'll tell you this: one of the most telling things as we was doing our research, right? We learned that people with eczema have what you call a compromised skin barrier. I'm not a dermatologist. I'm a Google dermatologist, right? You have to be. And one of the
Yeah.
natural substances that Mother Nature provides to help reinforce that compromised skin barrier is jojoba oil, along with other ingredients. So that is one of our key ingredients. When we look across the market, we look at other people's products, other people's butter. They use oils like nothing against it, right? Do as you do, but they use oils like coconut oil. That's one. We've even seen products with what's that oil? The cooking oil?
Avocado.
No, not avocado.
Canola?
Not
No.
olive oil and vegetable oil
Okay,
in their products.
yes. Okay.
Right. Those have minimum benefits other than being oil, and they're cheap. We took the best route, which by only using premium ingredients like rosehip oil, like jojoba oil, even mango butter is very cost prohibitive for most manufacturers. But by going that route, we know that we've created a superior product that actually does what it says it does without those side effects. So this was our first product. From there, you can go ahead with your question.
Well, that tells me you already answered my next question. I wanted to ask you what makes your product stand out, because I guarantee that you looked on the market to see, is there something already out there that I can put, use to treat my daughter, and you didn't find it. So you made it yourselves. So you started with the butter. And let me ask you, as you're using this on your daughter, what's the time frame? Like, how long did it take for you to see results and go, wow, we figured this out?
It was probably about a week to two, because we noticed her skin started retaining the moisture.
Okay.
And that's the key issue with eczema. You're losing that moisture. And so then you begin to start that itch scratch cycle. So your skin is dry, you scratch.
Yep.
Now you're going to scratch more because it's dry, and it just continues to get worse. But what I
gets
did notice,
infected.
right, exactly.
So what I
did notice is,
yes.
I felt like she needed something a little thicker than the butter. The butter was definitely doing the job, but I felt like she needed something a little thicker. And so that's when I started and ended up developing the balm. This is the eczema balm.
Okay.
So this is more like a spot treatment, if you will. It is thicker. It's definitely thicker. So like the story he was telling when she was an infant and she would gnaw on her arm, her wrist right here. This was like the first place she had a really bad breakout. And so what we do, we spray water or wipe her down or give her a bath, make sure the skin is damp, and then apply the balm. So the balm traps in the dampness that you apply to the skin. So it's almost like a 2-for-1. The ingredients have moisture capabilities, but if you wet the skin first, you're trapping in that water.
Okay.
And so to this day, we apply it twice a day. We apply it to her first thing in the morning and at night.
Matter of fact, we just got through doing it. Well, my wife got through doing it a few minutes ago.
You've done your research. I love this. Okay, so you did the butter, then you went to the balm, and I know you have other products. And what led to each of the other products? You've got hair products as well.
Right. So, for those of us with textured hair, the butter can also be used in the hair. Several of our customers apply the butter to the hair. They apply it to the scalp. I went through a phase after I had our second child where I had an itchy scalp. So I had some type of dermatitis on my scalp. So every time I would go to the local store and pick up something that said anti-itch hair oil, I would open the dropper and it was literally water. Yeah. So they're mixing the oil with the water, and that's kind of counterintuitive to what I needed.
And it was a 2-ounce jar too.
Right, a little 2-ounce jar, and then you have to pick the dropper up. So I said, well, you know what? If I can make something to help my daughter with her eczema, I can make a hair oil.
Yep.
We have the nice twist top. And you can just point it and put it wherever it needs to go.
Oh, wow.
And this oil, just to kind of show an example, this oil is very light.
Mhm.
And it
Oh, it
soaks
must be,
right
yeah.
into the scalp.
Yeah.
It soaks right into the
Okay.
scalp. You're not walking around with oily hair.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
We use essential oils, so it has it has like a peppermint orange smell, just a very refreshing smell.
Mhm.
But we are very strategic in which essential oils we use because it's going to target whatever the issue is.
Mhm.
That's fantastic. I'm so amazed. What are some of the other products that you've
Can I
created?
hold on 1 second? I want to hop in and I want to say this because
Please.
we sort of forgot, right? But whenever we first did the butter, we made that for our daughter, and we made the eczema balm. This was never a business. This was
Yes.
never. We
Okay.
never set out, "Oh, we're going to do this as a business." That never happened. What actually happened was my cousin came down. She's a nurse, and she also has eczema. She came down one day, and she saw my wife putting something on our daughter, Ella, out of a mason jar, right? And she was like, "Ooh, what's that?" So she tried it. We told her what it was. She tried it. She uses natural shea, the raw shea, which is extremely messy and hard to work with. So when she saw our
Yeah.
product, "Oh, let me get one." We gave her one, and she took it home, and she's like, "Oh my God, I need more." That led to my mom, and then her mom, and then friends and family, and it's
Oh,
almost like
wow.
to do this.
Yeah.
And then sort of it's taken a life of its own. But we never started out. This was literally just for our daughter.
Sure.
Which is
No, that
why-
makes sense. But it proves
Yeah.
it wasn't just for your daughter. You were able to help so many other people, and that's how it grew. You wanted to be able to
Yeah.
help. Wow. So
Yeah.
awesome.
And so, when we go out in public and we're at different shows and different moms come up, and I never knew anything about eczema until our daughter developed it. So we've learned so much about eczema and found out about so many kids, especially kids,
Mhm.
that are dealing
Yeah.
with eczema. And a lot of them is always here or in the creases of the arm. So we've learned a lot.
Yep.
And so, because we try to be as natural as possible with everything we're putting on our skin, we said, well, you know what? We can't leave the men out. So
Right?
let's
Yes.
try some beard oil. Let's try some beard balm.
Mhm.
And so definitely,
Yeah.
if I had to categorize our products, the eczema balm is the number one seller. The butter is number two, and beard products probably would be number three.
And Antonio,
That's
what
fantastic.
happened? What the beauty of it is, the same base ingredients. We found something that works, something that delivers ultra nutrients to the skin, nourishes, minimizes wrinkles, help diminish stretch marks, these are facts. These are proven facts based on scientific research, right? We've put these together. Is it cheap? No. But does it work? Yes. And we keep that same basic formula throughout all of our products. So all of our products, whether it's beard balm that can help reduce flyaways, smooth out hair, strengthen the beard growth, it also treats the skin underneath.
Right.
And that's the same for all of our products. So that's the beauty of it. And it's all natural. So
I absolutely love your story. I want to get to any platforms, any websites. I know we do have butterbyq.com up. I know that's your website. Any other platforms that you are on? And do you ship across the country?
Yes, we ship across the country. You can find all of our products on Amazon. And we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, and we're on TikTok.
And then lastly, if you don't mind, please tell me the price range of your products.
So
we'll tag team this one because this is something near and dear to my heart. When we first started out, keep in mind we didn't intend to go into the market to sell anything. But when we did our research, of course we do research. We found products of similar size that were selling for like $70, $80.
Yeah.
We found one brand that produced body oil that had chemicals. But what eventually happened, a celebrity retweeted about this body oil and it blew up. The same size body oil that they sell is like $90 to ours. that this same size. We sell this body oil for $30. The price ranges from as low as $10 for our citrus crushed beard oil, perfect timing, up to
Oh
$30
my
for our
gosh.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
imagine.
And we're showing it
Yeah.
right now. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah. So
And go
we
ahead.
even
Go
have.
ahead and talk about
yes.
So we have lip balm. Lip balm, you can get that 2 for $5, all the way up to the oils, which are 8-ounce bottles filled to the rim for $30.
That's
So imagine
awesome.
imagine getting out of the shower and pouring some
Yes.
oil. I mean, you will sleep like a baby.
And best of all,
Oh,
there are no chemicals.
No
We use no
chemicals.
artificial dyes, no artificial fragrances. We are extremely, extremely selective about every ingredient because we want our customers to feel even better when they put it on, knowing that they are coming straight from Mother Nature, and Mother Nature outperforms chemicals all day when used consistently over time. So
Yeah.
we are
yep.
extremely proud of
Yep.
that part.
You are so right. You're going to sleep like a baby because you're not going to be broke over these products. First of all, I have to say two things before we go. Kiana, mother knows best. Mother always knows best.
Right.
And you two are incredible parents. And I know your daughter's young. She's 4. But I'm telling you, oh, she's going to take good care of you, knowing how much you guys cared to do everything in your power to give her the best, absolute best care. What an incredible story. I think you have an incredible product, and I hope everybody gets in touch with you, especially if they're dealing with any of these issues. But you don't have to have eczema to
Right.
use these products. They're all
Right.
natural, and you've done your
Right.
research. I can obviously tell. Butter by Q. Thank you so much, Ellie and Kiana. It was a pleasure to get to know you, and you have an incredible story, and the sky is the limit for your business. So congratulations to both of you.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much.
Thank you. Have a wonderful evening, you two.
You too.
So much more coming up, more incredible guests and more amazing products. We will be right back after this very short break when the Shoppers Market Live returns. Welcome back to the Shoppers Market Live. I'm your host, Antonia Gable. Our next guest is going to inspire you and motivate you. Ebony with Love Thanks Motivations is joining us now. Hello, Ebony.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. So happy to have you. Let's start out with what happened in the year 2019 that led to the creation of this business.
In 2019, I was having one of those days where I wasn't at a low point in life. I wasn't at a high point in life. I was at that meh point of life. And sometimes that start to make you invite in negative thoughts. And so the negative thoughts were coming in with the insinuating questions. And then something spoke to me and it said, change your perspective. And so in changing my perspective, I started to write down everything I was thankful for. And I started writing it on a notepad. My mom, my son, my house, even unemployment, because that changed my life.
Yeah.
And so I put that on a board, and it's actually on a wall in my bedroom, and it actually looks like this with sticky notes. It's on a wall. And so I entitled it Thankful Wall. And one day I was sitting there and I was looking at it, and I said, you know what? I'm going to write a book and tell real stories about every tab. And that's what happened. And that started the journey of Thankful Wall to Love Thanks Motivations. And here we are today.
That is incredible. You just never know what moments in life are going to lead you to the next big thing. Talk
Right.
about what Love Thanks Motivations really is and what you offer, what types of products.
Love Thanks Motivations is my business. And what I offer, love starts with once you realize you're loved, you can come from a point of thanks and be gracious and be grateful for your life and where you are. And then that can motivate you for the day and into the future. So every product that I have created is based on that concept. Everything that is behind me and the books that I'm going to pick up were written, designed, created by me in order to inspire people to remember love, thanks, motivation to keep you going throughout the day and forevermore.
So awesome. Okay, take us through each one, if you don't mind. Take us through your products, and you can hold them up to the camera so we can see them.
Okay. So this is Thankful Wall, stories to review, for gratitude, to view the highlight reel of life. And Thankful Wall, like I said, is a collection of real stories. And this story that I highlighted is called Flags. And I'm sure if you watch sports, they'll say flag on the play. In life, we often get flags too. And normally they're red, but we treat them like they're yellow or green. And we proceed with caution or we go. And in this story, I talk about a young lady that ignored the signs. And Thankful Wall always the selection ends with the person actually creating their own Thankful Wall entry at the bottom, which asks questions and then always says, what's a word or image that you should post to your board? And that leads to the Thankful Wall entry. And also there's a prayer. So Thankful Wall was a book in itself when I wrote it, but then it started getting too long. And I took all the devotions out and I made a 21-day women devotional. And the 21-day women devotional, they all start with a scripture and a lesson. Like this one is called Mercedes is Not Baggy. If you ever pay attention, notice that Mercedes does not have a lot of ads on TV. You might see Honda and Hyundai and everybody else, but Mercedes does not. And I figured out it's because they know the value of their cars. So they don't have to beg people to take their cars. And that's how we have to be in our lives. We have to have a value on ourselves and be like Mercedes and not accept less. And then there's a reflection page where you write. Crown Favorite is meant to be a devotional journal, something that you hold on to and you write in. You reflect on the lessons. And it also has a guided prayer page for you to write out a prayer. I don't tell people what to pray. It's a guided prayer page just for you to write out your prayers. I met a lady at a market and she told me she bought one of my journals and she said, I did this 2 years ago and I found this and I could actually write down the way that God answered my prayers.
Oh, I love that.
Yes. So Crown Favorite is meant to be a devotional journal, something that you write in and you record, you can date and hold on to it and reflect back on it in the future. Next, my creative juices started flowing again, and I decided to create a Christian word search devotional. And now in here you have a word search, but then you also have a devotional that asks questions.
Hello?
I don't necessarily tell you the words. I give you synonyms for the scripture. Then there's
Oh,
a QR
okay.
code that will actually tell you the scripture. So you go to the QR code and it tells you these words and what scripture this is. And so that is the Christian word search devotional.
That is awesome. That must have taken a lot of work.
It did.
I bet that I love those. That is
It
really
did.
incredible.
Thank you. It did. So then I said, what other kind of fun activity can I come up with? And I created a You Go Girl coloring affirmation.
Oh, yes.
And on the inside, beautiful images with affirmations.
Yeah.
Remember, you're beautifully and wonderfully made. But also, there's a reflection page here as well with the questions. And then you have a prayer at the bottom. And so that's the You Go Girl color and affirmation book. From there, I kept going and I made more things and I thought about it and I said, well, what's next? I started making t-shirts as well. And
Yes.
I have a production partner, but you can see that this one says, gotta have faith. And I was thinking about the George Michael song.
Yep.
And so I put gotta have faith.
One of my
You have to have faith.
favorites.
Yes.
But it's
Yes.
so true. You do. You
Yes.
absolutely do. Ebony, how has this process for you to create this business to help others, how has it helped you and changed your life personally?
It's helped me because it's aligned to purpose. It allows me to use my gifts to help others. I always was creative. I would always draw, I would always write, and I just had all these gifts bottled up inside of me. And so I just prayed and then I just started doing things and I said, "Okay, let's see what happens." And when I go out and I present it, and normally when I talk about Thankful Wall, I ask two questions. And I say, "Don't respond, don't do anything. Just listen to the two questions." And so my first question is, what is one thing you're thankful for? Then my next question is did you thank God for that today? And normally that opens up the segue, and people are just so interested and they're like, "Well, I want the thankful wall, and what else do you have?" So it's inspired me to live on purpose and to create things that help other people and inspire them as well.
How do we get in touch with you and find your products?
They are on Etsy, lovethanksmotivation.etsy.com. It's also on the screen down there. And that's where everything is. Also, I have a new product. This is a personalized canvas.
Oh, I love it.
And so if you read the bold in the underline, there's a message. Can you see it? Can you read
Yes.
it? It
Yes.
says, "Hard times work for good. Keep going. You are blessed. Praise God." And under each one is a scripture. And then, love mom. Don't forget. So, this is something I was thinking of when I was thinking about giving a personalized gift to someone that may be grieving, someone that you love, and you just want them not to forget these things. These
Yeah.
scriptures can be changed to the message that an individual wants. And then if your name is Tiffany, I can say love Tiffany there.
Yes.
And so
What a
the
great gift.
personalized yes.
Absolutely, and for any time of year, the holidays are coming up, but it's something that is going to be around forever, and they're always going to think of you and really be able to benefit from the scriptures and from that message. That is so fantastic. Tell me the price range, please, of some of your products, and do you ship
The
across the country?
Yes, I ship across the country, and so like You Go Girl is $10. Also, the books, the coloring book and the devotional are 13. I'm sorry, the Crown Favored and Thankful Wall are 13. And the canvas, the personalized canvas is 25. And the t-shirts range as well. And so the products range from 6 to 25.
You can't beat that. You cannot
No.
beat that. And yeah, these are incredible gifts. Ebony, thank you so much for sharing your
Thank
story
you.
and your gifts, your business with us. Love, Thanks, Motivations is her business, and Etsy.etsy.com is where you go to
Yes.
find all of her products. Thank you
Yes.
again. We appreciate it and wish you all the best.
Thank you so much. Take care.
You too. Bye bye, Ebony. So much more straight ahead when we return after this very short break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Shoppers Market Live. I'm your host, Antonia Gable. Our next guest is Christine, the founder of Shakti Shimmers Crystals. Welcome, Christine. How are you?
I'm great, Antonia. Great to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. I love your display. It looks incredible behind you. Very beautiful. Talk about what inspired you to start this business.
Well, living in Colorado, I started rock hounding, and there's something quite joyful about discovering a mineral or finding a mineral, especially if it's in a crystalline form. And having been a yoga instructor for 14 plus years, it just kind of went hand in hand with all my other holistic practices to incorporate crystals in my own meditation and other practices. And when I was discovering how readily available crystals were becoming, all types and shapes, I decided I wanted to bring this to everyone. Who doesn't like shiny things? And if
They're beautiful.
fulfills a
They
dual
are.
purpose.
But okay, so explain when you started discovering them and they came into your life. Are you talking about maybe meeting others who introduced you to them, or are you talking out in the open? Because you're talking about Colorado, so I know that, it's the land of just beautiful, natural things. Are you talking about finding stuff out in the open?
Yeah, so there's different approaches to this. I am selling primarily carved, polished crystals. Everything's done by hand. When I go rock hounding, I'm looking for raw specimens just for the fun of it. But I don't specialize in selling raw specimens. I leave that to the others. I love it when it's polished, and when the features of the crystal are highlighted through how they're shaped. Especially animal carvings. Those are my absolute favorite, because then you can enjoy the aesthetic of the crystal. Plus, if it's shaped in a certain way, like an animal or a heart or something like that, you enjoy it that much more. So I sought out suppliers and carvers and whatnot, and I have my chosen few from around the world that I procure from. And I individually select every single crystal. And I try to do this in such a way that it doesn't cost a ton of money to acquire. I mean, some things will, as I'll show you, have a higher value because they're bigger and more intricate in terms of their carving. But I seek out the highest quality at the best price possible.
Talk about the beauty of crystals, not just the outside beauty, but they have a lot of benefits, don't they?
Yes. Crystals are organized in their molecular structure, and that organized pattern is what lends it its beauty. And a lot of times crystals will have certain flashiness to it, either a labradescence, as in labradorite. When light catches it, the colors can change. So the minerals that are within the crystal are what give it its unique characteristics. They also vibrate at a certain frequency. So depending on the mineral composition, depending on the color, it'll have a certain frequency. And what you need to come into balance in any areas of your well-being that may be off, what crystal you need because you're just naturally drawn to it. Everything has a frequency. Even Nikola Tesla, who was here in Colorado back in the day, said that if you focus on energy, frequency, and vibration, you will understand the universe. And so when I read that and kept delving and researching more about crystals, it all makes sense. The ancients knew it.
Yeah. So talk about how it's changed your life personally.
There have been times where I was very intentional about crystals that I've worn or I've meditated with, and it helped to align my focus. Living in this multitask world is just so detrimental to one's well-being, especially mental well-being. I am a victim of, not, I don't like to play the victim role, but I understand that all too well. I split up my attention in so many different ways, but really you can only truly do one thing at a time, especially if you want to do it well. So when I want to get myself back into focus, drop into the present moment, I'll use crystals that help with that. Amethyst in particular is really, really good to meditate with. It's called the Master Healer. There are times where I have to speak in front of the public, and I'll wear a blue shaded crystal around my neck. If I feel that I need to put a shield around my energy, I'll wear something like black tourmaline. All of the black crystals offer some form of protective shield. So yeah, those are some of the few examples.
Oh, that's fantastic. A lot of that I didn't know. I just learned a lot from you. Please take us through some of your products, because you have some beautiful crystals behind you. Show us what your business offers.
Yeah, and I would need to bring the camera a little bit closer so you can totally appreciate. And I wonder
Sure.
if I can switch. Can I switch from the camera view? Is there a way to do that? I don't think so. Yeah.
Well, I wonder,
I
are you
might-
able to hold up each item? Well, no, what you're doing is great. What you're doing is
Does
great.
this work? Yeah. So
Yes,
just to kind
it
of
does,
give you an idea, I'll scan the table, which is what I typically do with my live shows on Instagram. I'll scan the table
Oh, okay.
just to kind of give you an idea of what all is available, and then I'll hone in on some stuff. I have jewelry, carvings, animal carvings, decorative pieces. So all sorts of beautiful, shiny things. Oop, there's the fridge. And I operate out of my home to do this, which saves me a ton of money on overhead. Again, going back to that goal of offering crystals as affordably as possible. One of the things I'm really excited about in the upcoming show are the moonstones that I have obtained recently.
That's really
Moonstone
pretty.
is right. Look at the flash. So this is what I mean about the characteristics
Yeah.
of a crystal. Moonstone is a feminine energy, and we need to come into balance between both the feminine and masculine energies. And so a lot of times in our busy go to-do list lives, we are heavily in our masculine energy, and we need to come back into balance into the feminine. And so having moonstone with you, whether you meditate or just hang on to it, it's a good way of bringing harmony back between, the duality of masculine and feminine. But we don't always have to have a specific intention when we have crystals. We could just have it because it's so darn gorgeous. For example, these fluorite shaped bowls.
Oh, I love that.
Fluorite
Yeah.
is a must. Everybody loves fluorite. You have to have it in your collection because it comes in so many different colors. This is rainbow fluorite, so it's shades of
Oh.
purple and green,
Wow.
and it also comes in yellow. So I like the color to be super vibrant when I bring these into the collection to then offer up. And the thing to note about crystals, it's Mother Nature at work, right? Millions of years in the making. And so crystals are perfectly imperfect. You'll see, bandings of color, but it's not going to be absolutely symmetrical. There'll be some variations in there. And that's what makes the crystal that much more special and unique.
Yeah, and one of a kind, right?
Yeah, each piece is essentially going to be one of a kind. No two pieces are exactly alike. You can go crazy and get something like this, which is it's called an amethyst wand. This will be on the higher end of something that I have to offer. This piece alone is $80. I have pieces that are as little as $5. Just depends. But if you turn this very slowly, you can see how the light can catch. There's some flash in there. When it's a rainbow flash, that makes it extra. Yeah. When
I love
crystals
amethyst. That's beautiful.
Right. When crystals have 100% clarity, then it's gem quality, and that's a whole different category of crystal.
Okay.
But you can, yeah, you can get this stuff polished. So, for example, I have these Hello Kitty amethysts. These are
Oh,
faceted amethysts. So that
how
has pure
cute.
clarity. Yeah, set set as earrings, and this is only $16.
Great prices,
Um,
really great prices and beautiful products. Tell us where we can go to
Thank you.
find all your products.
The spaceman with amethyst head. Right now,
Oh,
I Instagram. So Shakti Shimmers Crystals on Instagram, as you can see there. That's where I'm conducting most of my business right now. I'm building the website, but the crazy thing about building a website is that, I load the product, then it's gone because I sold it. So it's a little bit tricky. I'm just trying to move the product and keep my inventory fresh, but the website is coming. There will be a landing page available by this weekend, and then you can subscribe to the email so you are the first to know that I've launched the website. But I make it
okay.
fun. And the thing about, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. Keep going.
Yeah, the thing about buying online, you want to touch and feel the crystals, right? You want to look at it from all sides. So the videos, the reels that I post help you get a view into the
Yes.
crystal that you wouldn't be able to if it's just a static image. And that's why I do these shows, because it allows people an opportunity to come and see and look and touch and feel them. And people that are into crystals, they'll just coast their hands lightly a few inches above the crystals to feel which is resonating with them.
That makes sense. That's very fascinating, but it's good to know. So you've got the videos. Do you ship across the country?
I do. Yeah, I use USPS priority mail shipping. I have found it to be the most cost effective. They insure up to $50, and you have the tracking as well. So it's a really awesome way to ship.
Before we go, Christine, tell me, what does Shakti mean? Shakti Shimmers Crystals is the name of your business. What does Shakti mean?
Shakti in the yogic tradition is the feminine energy. And again, coming back to our divine feminine and what makes us vibrant as women, and enjoying things that fulfill desire. And a lot of times we desire to see and be surrounded by pretty things. So that's what inspired the name.
Fantastic. We really appreciate your time. I love that you shared your business with us. Again, she is on Instagram right now and working on ShaktiShimmers.com. That's your website that's in the works right now.
ShaktiShimmersCrystals.com. Mm-hmm.
ShaktiShimmersCrystals.com. Christine, thank you so much. We wish you all the best. I love getting to know you and your business as well. And I learned something tonight for sure. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Much more coming up in this episode of the Shoppers Market Live. When we return after this very short break, we'll be right back. Stay right there. Welcome back to the Shoppers Market Live. I'm your host, Antonia Gable. Our next guest creates handmade jewelry, soaps, candles, and shirts. Seville joins us. She is the owner of Most Baba. Hello, Seville. How are you?
I'm fine, and I'm so excited.
Oh, we are thrilled to have you. Tell me about your business. What do you offer?
And I'm so proud of to say, and all of my products, the handmade. Everything's handmade in silver jewelry and shoes, candles, soaps, printed items, and exclusive the design. I'm so proud of to say that everything's handmade.
How did this all come about?
I will show to you. For example,
Yes, please.
This is a necklace bracelet and earring together, and 1,000 carat silver and handmade. Name is the love knot. I have a two different kind of silver carat. For example, this is 1,000 carat silver. This is 925 carat silver, handmade. So
Wow.
exclusive design.
How did you get started? How did you know how to make all these?
Then I have a workmanship. I have a three kind of factory, and all of my friends, we are working together. All of them from the Turkey, Eastern Turkey, and called named the Mesopotamia. This jewelry, this silver name is the filigree silver.
Show me some of your other products. I know you have several. Oh, fancy.
Fancy.
Nice. Very pretty. Oh, hello. That's a statement piece.
Yes. This is so different design. The bracelet, gloves bracelet.
Oh, yes. Yes, I love it.
Yeah. This kind of bracelet, 1,000 carat silver, means that this silver very soft and made with the silver. Excuse me, silk. This is
And you do.
long knot rosary, handmade rosary again.
Oh,
1,000 carat silver.
wow. You do candles and you do soaps as well? Nice.
Yes.
A choker, yes.
This is felt soap, Christmas design
Oh,
decoration.
pretty. Yes.
Mhm.
I love it. Can you hold them a little closer, even closer to the camera, and we can see? Yes. Okay. What are
I
these
show
scents?
other one.
Oh, pretty. Mistletoe.
This is felt soap, and this is beeswax.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Beeswax candles.
Beeswax candles. Real beeswax.
Yeah. Yes. Smells amazing.
I wish we could
Oh,
smell.
I forget this one. This is
Oh,
ankle bracelet.
the anklets. Very pretty.
Yes. Mhm.
So, what is most Baba? What does that mean, most Baba?
For example, very, very, very high level father.
Okay, luxury. The top,
Yes.
the cream of the crop.
Top. Yes, top.
Yes. And you have shoes. These are handmade.
Leather shoes, handmade shoes, leather.
Very nice. Very nice. Where do we go to see all of your products? What are your platforms or your website?
www.mosbaba.com.
Mostbaba.com. And do you ship across the country? Oh, nice.
Boots.
Some boots, little boots.
Yes.
You make these yourself, and you have some partners though, right?
Yes, I have a partner. For example, my friend, website designer and a graphic art designer, and she did all the printed item, bag, T-shirt.
You've got a little bit of everything.
Yes.
And people, we're looking at your website right now, and we can see a
Oh,
lot of your
amazing.
products.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, it's fantastic. You've got some amazing products. You ship across the country. Oh, you've got a nice hat.
This is felt.
Oh,
You
very
know, bu
soft.
processing after the turn the felt. Mm-hmm.
That's perfect. That's perfect. Lightweight. And some t-shirt. What does that say?
Only fathers of girls can understand. And fathers and girls T-shirt.
Okay. And I know all of this is on your website. Tell me about the pricing. How does your price range for products?
You know, for example, this double beeswax candles, $12, and pet soap, $15. Handmade leather shoes, $65. And this 1,000 carat bracelet, 120. This 1,000 carat rosary, 320. 1,000 carat silver set, 420.
And again, I want everybody to know that's watching, this is all made by hand. All handmade products.
Yes.
Very incredible. Yes. So they need to go to mostbaba.com.
I put some videos in my website, and someone visited my website and watched some videos. You know, workmanship, all the fingers burned because this is very hard work.
I can imagine. So people can go to your website and see how you're making some of these products.
Yeah.
That's so great. So great. Seville, thank you so much for sharing your story and your business.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you. You have incredible pieces, and I know you put a lot of hard work into them and your heart and soul, and people can go to mostbaba.com to see everything that you offer. We wish you all the best. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for joining us on this episode of the Shoppers Market Live. I've been your host, Antonia Gable, and we will see you next week. Bye, everybody.